Hey cutie pies, I'm Lanickia and you're watching Lanickia Helps, a channel dedicated to all things work from home, as well as, work from home videos, any topics, questions, all that. All right, listen. So this is a thank you for subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to hit that button. It helps me with the algorithm with YouTube and everything. So please go ahead and hit that like button right now. It's absolutely free. All right, let's get into so before I get started, I'm sorry. I just want to thank a few of the subscribers. Thank you to Ashley, to Ja, to let me go back down. Ashley and Ja, to Whitney, Nikki, Alan, Maddie, Laura, Dermisha, Low Key, Carolyn, Bruno, and Gregory. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to the channel. There was a few more, but as always, if you don't have your button on, I can't see who subscribed, but I mean it's okay because I do the same thing. All right, guys, let's get into this. So I did take the Tulsa Raiders test. Well, I haven't finished it. So it's three parts to this test, y'all. The first part is actually and I'm going to try to give details about this without giving too much details about this. I'm certainly not going to give like, go into details about answer questions and answers. But I will tell you the basics, which is three parts. So they say you have to pass part one to go to part two and three. Now, the way they word that, it makes it sound like, well, how many attempts do you have for part one? But I just went into it saying I'm only going to get one. So they sent it to me, the exam, on a Wednesday, and they said, they sent an email and said, when will you do exam? I said, over the weekend, because y'all, I went into the exam and I thought, okay, maybe it's just gonna be like a little, a little assessment, something like that. Y'all, I went into the video and I was like, okay, cute. The video was like 11 minutes, the first video, and then the video. So I went into the other videos. I said, there's a lot of information on videos, but it was cute or whatever. And then they said, here are the guidelines. Okay, let me open up these guidelines. It's PDF, it's great, everything. I opened up the PDF and I said 171. I said 171 page. Are you kidding me? And so that is the guidelines. And I said, oh, yeah, I'm going to do this on the weekend. But they keep sending you emails like, listen, you need to start this today because you have until Wednesday. We're not going to extend anything. Like if you don't get finished by next Wednesday, so you have a week. If you don't get finished by next Wednesday at 11:59 Pacific time, that's it. Like we're not extending anything. So that's on you. That's on you and everything. And I'm like, okay. So, but it was so much information that I said, I'm gonna need to study this. And so I took those days to review the videos, they give you other little pamphlet on each one. Like it's a lot of information. And then I read through. Listen, I'm not gonna tell you I read every single thing on it. I didn't read 171 pages. Some of that I skimmed. I just skimmed through some of it. Some of it I read, some of it I skimmed. But by last night, Sunday night, I said, okay, we are about to do because the first part they say you have 30 minutes on each page, which was like that seems like a lot of time on each page. So each page has three questions, but each question has 12. I mean, each question has four questions. Technically, it's 12 questions to a page. If you really want to just be truthfully, it's 12 questions to a page. Um, it's all true and false. So, and they said, read it carefully because some of the questions are tricky. I said, oh my God. I'm like, I'm literal when I take a test. And so I need you to ask me a question. And I hate when they ask you a question because you know how some tests do. They'll ask you a question and then you go over to the notes and they'll say, well, it's this, but you really don't use it. So I'm like, so what's the answer? If this is how you say we're supposed to do it, but then you like, what, you really don't use it that way. I'm not talking about this test. I'm talking about tests in general. Then what is the answer? I hate tests like that. And so that's why I don't like true and false tests. So I was like, okay, oh, okay, I'm gonna go to. So I started. And I said, 30 minutes? You can't possibly need 30 minutes. And then I did the first page, and I said, okay, you do need 30. You do need the 30 minutes to do this. So you pull up the first page and they tell you, they say, listen, if you do not have every question answered, all 12 of those questions answered on that page, and you try to submit, um, or you run out of time because they give you 30 minutes. If you run out of time, that's on you. And none of those questions are correct. It's like you didn't even do the page, but you have to keep going. So it's like you didn't answer the questions, or you answered every single question wrong. So you get no credit, no points on those pages. So I was like, Alexa, set the timer for 25 minutes to give myself the 5 minute, to know, okay, hurry up, and you got 5 minutes. Because they tell you we don't they don't keep count of the pages. They don't set a timer for you on any of the pages, or anything like that. So the only way you know that you're about to run out of time is that 5 minutes before the 30 minutes is over, a red little thing will flash on your screen at the top of your page and say, hey, you have 5 minutes left. Which, if you have, you need to be distraction free, because if you have anything else going on that might take your mind away for 5 to 10 minutes, you've just wasted 5 to 10 minutes on your timer, and you have to get these done. And it's not, for some people it might be super easy, but I found, and the notes did say this, that you need to use the guidelines on it's an open book exam, and they were like, you need to use the guidelines on every single question. And that's exactly what I did. I use the guidelines on every single question. It took me about 4 to 4.5 hours. Like, I just got so tired, like, of doing it over and over, because I put on Miss Pat. Do y'all watch Miss Pat? I put on Miss Pat, and like literally, I was like, I had to go. Like, I started it, and then they started getting into episodes that I hadn't seen, so I went back and restarted Miss Pat, just to have some noise going on in the background. That's how long it was taking me to do this quiz, this exam, part one. And so after I did the exam, I just got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm done. Like, I'm done. I can't do another one. So they have it where you can take breaks and everything. Like, you could take a break. And so I just submitted for a break, and I didn't realize that I actually had did the last one. Because it doesn't tell you that or anything. It doesn't tell you it's the last one. So I submitted it, and I just went to sleep because I was already in bed. I was in bed. It was at night. I was taking this or whatever. I was like, oh, I'm just going to take it. I had got my daughter to sleep. So I was like, I'm just going to take it now. Now is the perfect time to take it. I'm not going to be distracted by anything. So that's what I did. And again, it took me about 4.5 hours. Now, did I take 30 minutes on every section? No. Some sections I was able to do probably in 15 minutes or 20 minutes. And then there was other sections where I was like, oh, let me hurry up. I got 2 minutes left. Like, it's because some of them were like, oh my gosh, what's like, you really had to search for the answer. And other ones, it wasn't that hard. Or it was after, because doing that, you start to really understand the guidelines and understand what you're going to be doing. And so you can start answering the questions without going to the guidelines, but I still went to the guidelines because I just have to be sure. So anyways, I finished the test and everything, and I didn't even know I had completed the test because it doesn't say it or anything, but I just shut the computer down and I was like, all right, let me go to sleep. And then I woke up on about, 3 in the morning, and I said, okay, I'm going to finish what I didn't finish, right? So I opened the exam up, right? And when I opened the exam up, it was like, okay, part two. It put me right into a question, right? And I was like, okay. And I said, well, this is looking different from the true and false questions. I had went into part two, so I did not check my email. And and when I went to check my email, it said you passed part one, but I didn't know that because I didn't check the email. And so now I'm in part two, and I'm like, no, 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 wait. I haven't, I'm not comfortable with going into part two because I hadn't pulled up the video and everything to refresh on part two. And then they give you a little assessment and everything like that. And with part two, you have to use your phone as well. So I did the first question. There's 7 questions on part two. I did the first question, and it's actually you doing the work. I did the first question. I think I did all right on it and everything because I've done something very similar to it. So I think I did all right on it, but then I stopped. I was like, it's 3 in the morning. I'm not going to sit here because those questions are 30 minutes as well. I said it's 3 in the morning. I'm not going to sit here, for another 3 hours to do this because I could tell that this is going to take longer. I'm not going to sit here for another 3 hours to do this. So let me just stop and I'm going to do like I did Sunday night. Today I'm just gonna, I'm gonna do my soap opera videos and reviews, and then I'm gonna do some work from home videos, and then when I get comfortable, I'm gonna, review the material again, and then tonight when I get my girl to sleep, I'm gonna do the work again. But y'all, that was it. That was it. I just wanted to update you, and I'll update you on part two. Let you know how it was, if I passed, and everything. So yeah, keep me in your prayers. But that's all I wanted to do. Just update you on how this is going. Y'all tell me, have y'all done it? Did you pass the whole exam? Please be mindful when you do this. And also because people are asking me about international work, this is one of those jobs as well. You just have to go in because I did give it to U.S. Raiders, but it is a job that has very a different area like countries that can work this job. So you guys can go in and look at that as well. But anyways, that was it, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I will update you tomorrow on how I do on part two, and then I'll update you on Wednesday on how I did on part three because Wednesday is that's the last. Like that's the last day you can do anything. So, anyways, that's what I wanted to tell you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Happy Memorial Day, and I will see you later on with another video.